Good morning. It's that time. Hopefully they all come in and quit talking to each other. I don't know. We just kind of like each other around here. It's good. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Brazos Valley. My name is Reverend Kiya. My pronouns are she, they, and we're so happy to see you this morning. We are going to be rowdy today, and we're going to sing a good traditional song called Ain't Gonna Let Nobody Turn Me Around, and I believe the lyrics will be up on the screen. So it's going to happen in just a second. Molly's going to help me sing this morning. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Let nobody turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on talking, marching down the freedom land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around. Turn me around, ain't gonna let racism turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom land. No hatred, ain't gonna let no hatred turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no hatred turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom's land. Injustice ain't gonna let injustice turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let injustice turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom's land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom's land. Now, we could do this a little better, don't you think? We could maybe clap. We could maybe sing some harmonies. What do y'all think? We've got a bunch of choir members who know how to do it. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom's land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom's land.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Brazos Valley, UUCBV, or Brazos UU for short. My name is Mary Coonley. My pronouns are she, her. We are a welcoming congregation, which means we celebrate and welcome all people across diversities of race, gender, sexual identities, age, ability, immigration status, and belief. We are also a congregation working for reproductive justice. So whoever you are, wherever you have come from, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here.
worship this morning, if I quit sniffling, is from John Steinbeck, who said about Texas. For all its enormous range of space, climate, and physical appearance, and for all the internal squabbles, contentions, and strivings, Texas has a tight cohesiveness, perhaps stronger than any other section of America. Rich, poor, panhandle, Gulf, city, country, Texas is the obsession, the proper study, and the passionate possession of all Texans. John Steinbeck.
If our chalice lighters, Neve and Fond, if you could come forward, and please say our chalice lighting words with me. We light the chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith, as a beacon of hope for all who seek justice, dignity, and compassion, and in celebration of the life of truth and meaning we share together. Now all please join me in saying our affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Iri's doing a great job, don't you think? Her first time. There's always a first time. Awesome. So, as Unitarian Universalists, we believe there is a spark of the divine in every being, including all of y'all, and everything outside, and everything in the whole world has a spark of the divine in it. You are divinely made. And this is your opportunity to celebrate the divine nature of all the beings in the room by saying hello, especially to the people that you don't know their names. Okay? And I will let you know when it's over.
Good morning. My name is Allison, and I use she, they pronouns, and I am the Director of Religious Education here at the church. Sometimes you might hear that called the DRE, and you're like, what does that mean? That's what it means, the Director of Religious Education. And every single week, I'm tall, and there's people who are Different heights of me, so I'm straddling a footstool, so I apologize. Okay, I got a little distracted, but if you know me, that's not that unusual. Every single week, I have the pleasure of telling you a story that is for people ages 0 all the way until your elder years. And this week, we have a story called Desmond Gets Free, and it's by Meyer, who is a UU. Woohoo! And it's illustrated by Kim Pham. Desmond the mouse lived in the most beautiful meadow in all the land. Every morning, Desmond woke with the sunrise and would spend the day playing in the meadow. And every evening, Desmond would go to sleep in the middle of that meadow under the beautiful starry sky. One night, though, Desmond awoke when it was still dark out. He tried to roll over to a more comfortable spot, but something wasn't right. Desmond realized that his tail was stuck right to the ground and began to throb with pain. He felt behind him, and there was a huge boulder that seemed to have fallen in the middle of the meadow, just on his tail. Desmond pushed on the boulder and tugged on his tail. He pushed on the boulder and tugged on his tail. And he pushed and tugged and pushed and tugged, but it was no use. When he was just out of breath and had just about given up, he saw a giraffe nearby in the grass. Good news, he thought. "Oh, giraffe," Desmond cried, "could you please push the boulder a few inches in the other direction so that I could go free?" The giraffe looked at Desmond and laughed the way giraffes do. Side note, I don't know how giraffes laugh. That's okay. "Silly mouse," said the giraffe. "That's no boulder, that's an elephant that's fallen asleep in the middle of the meadow just on your tail." "Well, if you could just wake the elephant and ask him to roll over just a few inches in the other direction, I could go free." "Well," replied the giraffe, "you know what they say about letting sleeping elephants lie. I find it's best not to get involved in other animals' business. I find it's best to remain neutral in times like this." Desmond replied quietly, "Well, I do not appreciate your neutrality." The giraffe wandered off, and Desmond tried calling out to the elephant to wake him up, but those giant ears were just too far away on the other side of that giant elephant body. So again, Desmond pushed on the elephant and tugged on his tail. He pushed and he tugged and he pushed and he tugged, but it was no use. When he was out of breath and had just about given up, again a gazelle wandered by. "Oh, gazelle," he cried, "oh, gazelle, it seems that an elephant has fallen asleep just on my tail in the middle of this meadow. I'm stuck and it hurts. I wonder if you could gently wake him and ask him to roll over just a few inches in the other direction so I might go free." "Well," said the gazelle, "I see your problem there, but you know what they say about letting sleeping elephants lie. I find it's best not to get involved in other animals' business. I find it's best to remain neutral in times like these." Desmond replied, almost to himself this time, "I do not appreciate your neutrality." Desmond tried again to call out to the elephant. He tried again to push the giant animal away. He tried again and again to tug his little tail free, but it was no use. When he was out of breath and had just about given up for the last time, he saw another mouse wandering through the meadow. "My name is Nelson." "Nelson, this giant elephant has fallen asleep just on my tail in the middle of this meadow. I wonder if you might run over and call out into his giant ears and ask him to roll over just a few inches in the other direction so I could go free, Desmond asked. Of course, said Nelson. Nelson ran all the way to the other end of that giant elephant body, and he called up to those giant elephant ears at the top of that giant elephant head. But the elephant didn't budge. The elephant heard Nelson's small voice far away, but he felt too comfortable to move. Nelson ran back to Desmond, a little out of breath, and said, I have an idea. Don't move. He ran off. I won't, muttered Desmond. A little while later, though, Nelson emerged through the tall grass, and he wasn't alone. Nelson had found 3 other mouse friends to help him, and each one of them had also brought another 3 friends. The whole group of them ran over to the giant elephant head of that giant elephant. One mouse scrambled up onto the shoulders of another, and another mouse scrambled up onto their shoulders. And then, one after another, they climbed up until the whole group of them had formed a long mouse ladder right up to the side of that elephant. At last, Nelson climbed up the shoulders of his mouse friends, one on top of the other, until he was way up on that giant elephant head, standing next to that giant elephant ear. Excuse me, he called out right into that ear. It seems you've fallen asleep on my friend's tail in the middle of this meadow. I wonder if you could just roll over a few inches in the other direction so he might go free. The giant elephant made a giant low groan. Groan. I'm comfortable just where I am. Go away. So, Nelson asked more of his mouse friends to climb up. One by one, they helped each other up the side of the elephant. One by one, they called out into that giant elephant ear on top of that giant elephant head. Again, the giant elephant made a giant low groan. Does anybody want to groan with me? 1, 2, 3. I'm comfortable just where I am. Go away. Then Nelson had an idea. He whispered to the other mice, and then all at once, they yelled together, Excuse us! It seems you've fallen asleep on our friend's tail in the middle of this meadow. Roll over a few inches in the other direction so he can go free. This time, all those voices together right next to the elephant's ear were too loud to ignore. I was comfortable where I was, but I'll move over if you just agree to stop making such a racket, the elephant cried out. And then the elephant rolled over just a few inches in the other direction. Nelson and the other mice helped each other climb back down, and Desmond was finally free. Desmond and Nelson and all their mouse friends spent the rest of that beautiful day playing in the middle of that beautiful meadow. And I would just like to share, this book is based on a quote by the Archbishop Desmond Tutu, which says, if you're neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. If an elephant has its foot on the tail of a mouse, and you say that you are neutral, the mouse will not appreciate your neutrality. Now will all the younger UUs head out to religious education with me? And can everyone else please sing us out with this little light of mine?
Now's the time in our service when we meditate and light candles for our joys and concerns so that we can share them in our community. And Christy and I are going to play you some tunes on the violin and the guitar while that's happening. Just go around, those of y'all who haven't been here before, just watch everybody else. They're going to go by and pick up a candle lighting thing and light a candle and then go back to their seats. Happy St. Patrick's Day, those who celebrate. Erin Gobra. So I wrote the song for tomorrow. Those of y'all who are going to the Capitol with us, this is your practice session. But it's a pretty easy song, and it goes like this. Rise, rise up, dreaming song, rise up, dreaming song, rise up, dreaming song, rise up, rise. about 300, 400 UU singing it, I think. It's going to be fun. So, now I just got to find my server. There it is. Allergies make your brain not work. It's sort of a difficult. Breathing, I don't know, that breathing thing is really important. Okay, so this is just the State of the Union, or the state of the state, as the case may be. And we're going to talk about where we are in Texas here in 2025, things you might need to know, and then the issues that we're dealing with. I'm not telling you what to do about them, because that would be against our 501c3. But I can tell you what the issues are, and then you can decide if you'd like to go with us down to the Capitol tomorrow, or if you would like to contact your legislatures. And I believe that I have a list of all those available to you, either with the announcements or on the screen. I'm not sure which way they decided to go with that. So in 2024, Texas population is estimated at 31 million people. This represents an increase of approximately 500,000 residents from the previous year. So I would assume that we're even at 31.5 in 2025. The growth was largely driven by international immigration. Isn't that interesting? With Texas adding 319 new residents from abroad during that time. Texas had the largest population increase of any U.S. state between 23 and 24. The growth rate is 1.8. The national average is 0.5. So we're growing like 4 times the national average. That's interesting. Also, there tends to be a belief that because our property prices are so much cheaper than, like, say, New York or California, that a lot of people are going to be coming here and buying land to build whatever they're doing. A lot of tech companies. We lead, the 10 largest cities in Texas are Houston at 2.3 million, San Antonio at 1.5, Dallas at 1.3, Austin at about 1 million in the area, not just the city proper. Fort Worth is almost 1 million. El Paso is at 690,000. Arlington, 398,000. Corpus Christi is about 321,000. Plano, almost 300,000. And Lubbock, equally, almost 300,000. So Texas has outpaced the U.S. in job creation, particularly in sectors like technology, energy, and manufacturing. So the 89th Texas legislature convened in January of this year, with Republicans maintaining control of the House, both the House and the Senate. Duh. And Dustin Burrows was elected as the Speaker of the House. Several new laws took effect in 2025, including the elimination of annual vehicle safety inspection reports for non-commercial drivers and the implementation of the Property Tax Relief Act. So they're going to lower the taxes, and they're going to make it a little bit less safe to be on the road with the other people. Clarifying medical exceptions in the abortion ban. So let's talk about what's going on in reproductive justice in Texas. So you know how it used to be that you had to basically prove you were dying to get any medical care, and we lost a lot of people in the last couple of years. There is a senator named Brian Hughes who proposed a bill to clarify that medical professionals can legally perform abortions in life-threatening situations, and that they don't have to ask the legislature first. That seems like a good plan, in my opinion. It's a free pulpit. These measures aim to provide clearer guidelines for doctors treating pregnant patients with severe health complications. They are targeting abortion medications. Legislation has been introduced targeting the distribution of abortion-inducing drugs, particularly focusing on online access and the role of tech companies. The proposed bill aimed to improve civil liabilities on entities facilitating the distribution of such medications and grant the state attorney general enhanced authority to prosecute violations. which means, yes, they are trying to make a list of people that are pregnant and lose the baby. Expand authority of Maternal Mortality Review Committee. So the legislature is considering bills that would allow the State Maternal Mortality and Morbidity Review Committee to investigate deaths resulting from self-induced abortions. This expansion aims to provide more comprehensive understanding of material mortality factors in Texas. So they want to criminalize it. There's a House bill called 2197 that proposes criminalizing self-induced abortions by removing existing legal protections and extending murder statutes to individuals who terminate their own pregnancies. Nobody's talking about this in the news, but we should know about it. And in LGBTQIA2S community, there are a number of things to be concerned about. Gender identity fraud offense, House Bill number 3817, introduced by Republican Senate Representative Tom Olverson on March 5th, seeks a criminal offense termed gender identity fraud. So this would criminalize individuals who do not disclose their birth gender to employers or government bodies. Making false or misleading statements about one's gender becomes a state jail felony, punishable by up to 2 years in jail and a fine up to $10,000. Yeah. Don't say gay, Bill. Gay, 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 gay. House Bill 976 by Steve Toth, a representative, proposes to prohibit educators from discussing sexual orientation or gender identity with students from kindergarten through the 8th grade. This bill mirrors similar legislation enacted in other states, i.e. Florida, aimed to limit conversations about LGBTQ topics in early education. Bounty laws targeting trans rights. Lawmakers have pre-filled bills that would allow private citizens to sue individuals or entities over issues related to transgender right and abortion. These proposed bounty laws are modeled after previous legislation permitting private enforcement of state restrictions. Attorney General Ken Paxton issued a legal opinion advising state agencies to disregard court orders permitting transgender individuals to amend their sex designation on driver's license and birth certificates. He says state law does not authorize such changes, so potentially leading to discrimination against transgender Texans who identifying documents may not reflect their gender identity. They're going to get you both ways, coming and going. Here's my favorite one. Drag shows have been banned on university campuses, not just A&M. UT has banned drag shows on campus in Austin. Yeah. I'll try not to make my face give the disgust of which I have for this. This discussion aligns with an executive order from former President Trump prohibiting federal funds from promoting gender ideology. The UT system's policy aims to comply with relevant laws and executive orders, following a similar ban from A&M. Organizations like Equality Texas are actively monitoring and opposing legislation deemed harmful to LGBTQIA2S. So if you want to know more about these particular issues, Equality Texas is your place. They're very easy, accessible, and I put them on the list. The organization remains committed to defending the rights and equality of LGBTQIA2S Texans in the current legislation session. All right. In February 2025, the Texas Department of State Health Services issued high alerts in several major cities, including now Dallas, that there is a measles outbreak affecting 99 individuals at least in Texas and New Mexico. So, and justice. What's going on there? What's going on with the border? Border security remains a top priority for Texas lawmakers. Governor Greg Abbott continues to advocate for robust measures, including the construction of a state-funded border wall, deployment of the Texas National Guard, and Operation Lone Star, which if you don't know, look it up. It's worth a whole sermon by itself, which involves arresting migrants for trespassing and busing them to sanctuary cities. I think I have some of the numbers of the people that they've sent away to other cities. Let's see, where did that go? Yeah. So they've sent 12,500 migrants to Washington, D.C., almost 46,000 migrants to New York City, 37,000 migrants to Chicago, 3,400 to Philadelphia, 19,000 to Denver, and 1,500 to Los Angeles, just to give you an idea what Governor Abbott is up to. Several bills have been introduced to enhance border security. House Bill number 354 proposes measures to protect the border region from criminal activity and public health. Just screwed myself up, didn't I? Yeah. Senate concurrent has a resolution 39 that urges the federal government to take immediate action to address border security issues, emphasizing the need for increased resources and support for state-led initiatives. One of the things that Governor Abbott is up to that you might want to comment on, if you have strong feelings about, is that they're building private prisons on Texas land to house people that they want to deport without due process. There's so much going on, it feels like there's a flood of information happening all the time, and that it's very hard to keep up with it if you're not staying on the news, and it's too depressing to stay on the news. So I apologize if this is triggering for anybody, but it is sort of a wake-up call, and we do need to know what you're asking your legislators to do. And this is a good time to ask them. All this information that I have for you is very available, and we have a lot of resources here in the state for getting more information. Like if it's LGBT, I would say Equality Texas is your way to go. If you want to know from an interfaith way, Texas Impact covers everything that our faith partners are working on. In fact, they're very involved in organizing what we're doing this weekend and what we're doing tomorrow at the Capitol with TexUGM. Now, what is TexUGM? TexUGM is the Unitarian Universalist Ministry for Justice. And we organize people, UUs in particular, to write. We wrote postcards. How many people wrote postcards to get out the vote? Yes, we work with Side with Love, which is a Unitarian Universalist program from the UUA, which is the Unitarian Universalist Association. We have organizations that do social justice because it's a big part of our faith to act with our hands and not just pray, right? Social gospel, if you're familiar with that term, is a big part of being a Unitarian Universalist. Now, not all of us can do active stuff. Not all of us can stand up for 4 hours at the Capitol or walk around to see the legislators. But you can write postcards, and you can certainly call, leave messages, or write letters. And so if you've got time to do that, and that's something you want to do, the information is going to be available to you. Nobody here is judging you on how you respond, but do something. It'll make you feel better. If you're being overwhelmed by just a fire hose of trouble, make some good trouble, you'll feel better. And you can talk to anybody around here, and there's always stuff going on. If you notice in our Fred, which is our fellowship room, our Fred, in the Fred there's a bulletin board for what's happening here at church, but there's also one for the community, because there are people actively doing things all the time. And we also have an e-list that you can join off our website for the congregation that will give you information every week on what we're doing here in the church and what's available to you from our partners out there in the world, because none of us can do it all. But we have people representing in almost every organization in town, which is really something. And if you're representing for us, thank you very much, because we can't possibly do everything that we want to do. But I wanted to give you this information. Let's see. Texas is ground zero for many of the policies that Trump and MAGA would like to implement. Now is the time to educate yourself and get your voices heard at the state level. If you'd like a ride down to the Capitol tomorrow, we're driving a van. I would love to know. I need to know, so I'll make sure I put enough seats in the van. But we're going to leave here from church at 8:15, which will get us down to Austin about 11, and we will probably be coming back. I would say you get home for dinner time. We'll get you home by dinner time. So we'd love for you to come right down with us there. We're going to feed you lunch. You can get a legislative action shirt if you want. So bring a little money with you in case you need a drink. But they'll have water and they'll have sandwiches, and that's part of the organization. And then there's a rally where we're going to sing all the songs. I'm one of the song leaders at this thing, and it'll be right there in the rotunda of the Capitol. Very fun to sing there, because you know everybody in the building can hear you. So it'll be really fun. If you do have a yellow UU shirt, it's a good place to wear it. If you don't, wear your Love and Joy choir shirt. Great. It's all good. Okay. Pete, please let me or Allison know if you'd like to come with us, and we'll, if you need a ride or you need us to pick you up, we'll do that too. Okay. So we're going to teach you another song. I think you'll like this one too, because we're going to sing it tomorrow. It's by my friends at Endless Revolution. Pat Humphries wrote this song, and it's called Gonna Keep On Moving Forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. I'm going over here over the verse. Let's try that one again. Everybody good? Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Singing loudly. Gonna keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Loving boldly. Gonna keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna reach across our borders. Gonna reach across our borders. Reach across our borders. Reach across our borders. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna stop these wars together. Gonna stop these wars together. Stop these wars together. Gonna stop Keep on moving forward, never turning back, never turning back.
I just want to say something before I talk about the announcements. It sounds wonderful when you all sing. It really does. Now let an offering be taken to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us. A community of memory and of hope, for we are now keepers of the dream. This church shares the proceeds of the offering plate donation every week to help support important nonprofit organizations with which we work. The 4 groups we voted to support with this year's donations are Brazos Valley Blessings, Brazos Interfaith Immigration Network, the Trans Joy Project, and Tiny Hope Village. We vote on this every May at our congregational meeting. Please be as generous as you can.
We're going to sing you What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding by Elvis Costello and the Attractions. Please help us if you know it.
Oh, yeah. Please.
As I walk through this wicked world, searching for light in the darkness of insanity, I ask myself, is all hope lost? Is there only pain and hatred and misery? 'Cause each time I feel like this inside, one thing I wanna know,
We give thanks for these gifts we have given, for those we receive, and for each other. May your generosity return to you tenfold. And now, a few announcements. The official church Discord is alive, an alternative to using meta platforms. Join today for information and announcements. The QR code to sign up is on the bulletin board in the Fred. Secondly, Love and Joy rehearsals are now every Monday and Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. Tomorrow we are headed to the Capitol, so no rehearsal this Monday. The next rehearsal is Thursday at 6 p.m. And the latest music is up at www.KiyaHeartwood.com. Just click on the Love and Joy page. Third, the big event is March 22, 10 o'clock to 2. The big event is coming out to help weed, move mulch, spread compost, and plant our gardens. Volunteers are needed to help direct the work and to help with the volunteers. Please contact the Garden Gurus for more information. Also needed are wheelbarrows, gloves, shovels, rakes, etc. Number 4, a silent meditation group is here on Thursdays after choir at 7. Please see Liz or Caroline for more information. Our second Sunday book club is meeting April 13th to continue talking about Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. Our next new member class will be held March 30th after the service in the chapel. Lunch and child care are provided. And number 7, the UU Earth-Based Study Group invites you to a spring equinox celebration and ritual on Friday, March 21 from 6 to 9 p.m. Please see B, Carrie, and or Elliot for details. Now please join me in extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we gather together again.
Please sing with me if you choose to. Remember the way of the wind and breathe and blow. Remember the way of the fire and sparkle and glitter and glow. Remember the way of the water and ebb and flow. Remember the way of the earth and grow. Go in peace.
put some chicken wire on. Pull it down. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like basically the chicken